Right, I'm ready to go. Who's doing an intro?
I will. No, I did one last time.
Adam, go on, Mr. Mona.
Oh, fine. What are we doing?
Right, I'll do it. Sorry, Adam. Yeah. Right, 3, 2, 1. Hello, everyone. We are back and we are away from each other again. There was a 3-minute video you may have seen where the three of us were all together, but that's over now. It's done.
Never again.
Never again. We went to Manchester. We watched England batter the force that is Croatia. No, that game could have gone very differently, but we're going to talk about that very briefly. We're going to preview England-Scotland. We might have some more little chats about other things in the tournament, but hello guys, how are you doing?
Hey up, mate, how you doing? It was lovely to see you both Sunday, and
But
it was
never
great.
again.
It was a great time. I think we'll leave it there though, because you know.
Not all wrapped in your band. It's a video. I got the same. Alright, come on.
Yeah, I can't. A quick apology for the fact that my voice is still gone. Hay fever has claimed me, and I just, in general, feel like shit. But on with the pod.
I heard that you ended up in a karaoke bar.
We did a beautiful rendition of "Drops of Jupiter" by Train. Probably wrote me off. But that's not important. What is important is, as we alluded to in our fan cam, there were probably 3 quite important players for England, weren't there, on Sunday?
Yeah.
And quite an ironic 3 players in regards to the back post. Who were they? Boys?
It was so annoying. It couldn't have been the worst 3 players for us, because literally we didn't want Mings in the squad. We were calling for Ben White. Mings had a great game. We didn't want Phillips. We wanted a pivot of Rice and Jude Bellingham. Calvin Phillips was arguably our best player. And then Sterling, although that wasn't actually that great, got the goal that won the game. Those 3 players we didn't want in played really well. And biggest props to Calvin Phillips. He really showed us all wrong, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolute workhorse throughout the game. Drove forward, was dynamic, left Rice to do more of the defensive work. Kind of what we discussed. Rice never was part of that back 3. He was almost unnoticeable in that game, but in the best possible way of being unnoticeable, just because he was so good. And Calvin Phillips drove forwards, supported Mount, put in a fantastic ball. And if you read any fucking tabloid journalism in the UK, that ball was luckily played through to Sterling, who Sterling got so lucky because the British media is racist. So good. I mean, admittedly, Sterling, we're not saying Sterling it was the perfect finish. He got quite lucky with it in terms of he probably should have put it into the bottom corner, but he scored the winning goal, which has never been done before in a European opener for England. So you know what? Fuck off. It was great.
It was really, really satisfying, and it was such a close game as well. We had a great 20 minutes, I think, and I felt everyone was really confident. And then after that, it was really close. If you look at the stats, 8 shots from both teams, 2 on target from both teams, possession 49-51. It was horribly close. It could have went either way, and Sterling was just about the difference maker. So yeah, we've started the tournament on a high. And Josh, you were saying on the day, is that us qualified?
Yeah, isn't it? Is this qualified? Look at we're finishing 3rd no matter what. Now we're finishing 3rd. We're gonna go through one of the best 3rd place teams no matter what. But we're qualified because let me just tell you. Let's move on from everyone's read everything they want to know about Croatia now. But as a segue, look at the midfield of Croatia. We had Kovacic, we had Modric, we had Brozovic, feeding Rebic, feeding Perisic, the midfield into attack was terrifying. So what did England do? We bypassed that. So we have that option now. But then again, we're going to come up against a midfield which consists of Scott McTominay, possibly Billy Gilmore, and John McGinn. So you know what? Next game, let's get in that midfield and let's fuck some shit up and win that game. I'm excited.
Josh is...
We're through!
It's coming home train.
We're fucking through!
Yeah, leading on to this game on Friday night, is there any players that we want to see come into the squad or maybe come out of the squad?
It's a difficult one for me because, as Josh has mentioned there, Scotland's midfield three, they didn't do too well against Czech Republic. They were poor. They were very poor, and it was quite a disappointing opening game for them. I think we would have a better chance in that midfield, like Josh was just saying. So maybe it's hard to say. Maybe change up
Phillips
the midfield
out,
of Rice
Bellingham
and Phillips,
in,
but then
White
both players
out.
play so well, so it's a hard one for me. I think you probably, if anyone, you change is someone going forward. Maybe Sterling, who didn't have the best game, bring in a Rashford or a Grealish, someone like that, just to change the way we attack. Because to be fair, we didn't create too many chances. Like I said, only 2 shots on target, so maybe something like that.
Yeah, for me, I felt like we were being rushed a lot going forward. Yeah, I know we talk about Sterling. I don't think he had a great game. I think if you brought someone like... Personally, I think we should bring Grealish in over Rashford. I think he'll make more of an impact going forward because I hate to say it because I love Rashford, but he didn't do much when he come on, did he? He was very, very quiet.
Well, it wasn't his job to do anything, really, was it? His job was to just run at them and tire them out. I don't think his job was to get anywhere near the Croatian goal. It was just to get away from our goal.
I lost you there, Josh.
Hello?
Oh, fuck's sake.
Joshy Washy, you okay?
I fucking hate podcasting, lads. Shit. To be fair to Rashford, though, his job wasn't really to run and get a goal. His job was to take the ball with his pace as far away from our goal as possible. We definitely didn't bring him on with the idea of getting 2-0 up. It was definitely a fucking run that way, mate, with the ball. And
Yeah.
it was fine with that. I've seen a lot of people saying how non-existent Kane was as well, but for me, the amount of players that get like that space for Sterling to be there isn't there if Kane isn't. I think he was just over to the left a bit deeper. Like it dragged 2 players away, created the perfect gap to play the ball through, to play Sterling through. So
I felt like he was getting quite frustrated, maybe first half, I think it was. He kept dropping deep, he kept dropping into midfield and picking the ball up. I mean, he does that anyway, but to me it seems like he wasn't getting enough up front, so he had to come back and get it himself.
yeah, and that's a criticism of him, but at the same time, he does what he does, and he's one of the best in the world at doing it, so it's difficult to say, isn't it? Like, it's difficult for us 3 to sit
And
there
I don't
and
think...
go,
I don't think Calvert-Lewin's coming in anytime soon ahead of him unless he is injured or anything, but I don't think he
I
is.
could see them playing as a pair up top if we were behind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I could really
think
see that.
Yeah.
Well, did Kane even come off in that game? I can't even remember now. But
Yeah,
I
he
can
did.
absolutely see him.
Yeah, he
I
did.
can absolutely see like a 4-4-2 situation if we are going behind. And maybe one other area of the pitch that needs to be looked at from the Croatia game going into this game was the fullbacks. 2 right backs on the pitch. That was something we weren't too happy with. But then again, Southgate and Trippier proved us wrong. Trippier was solid.
You say that, I was fine with it. I was confused, but I was fine with it. Like,
I was more annoyed the fact that Chilwell wasn't in the whole situation and there wasn't a left back on the pitch. That made me annoyed. But I like Trippier. I've said this before. I really think he's a solid player. So
Yeah, my only issue with Trippier on the left, there was no ball going to the box from the left hand
but
side.
he was playing the balls
cut back in.
earlier. He was playing them down the lines really well. Like what me and Ross were talking about was, why we think there is a good chance we will see Trippier at left back again against Scotland. Equally a good chance we won't. But I can't remember his name, but the Croatian right back was the weaker spot of all 22 men. He was having a sad time. He didn't want to be. He wasn't interested in playing football. He looked scared, and anyone that watched Scotland Czech Republic will first say who is O'Donnell? And then when you quickly Google and find out he plays for Motherwell, you'll then go, wow, he's really bad. Like, in comparison so to use that tactic again, I think, Yeah,
I've got a feeling that we'll see Reece James at right back because Walker was bang average.
He misplaced a
ball
lot,
a few
actually, didn't
times.
he? Yeah, I would be happy to see that.
Yeah.
Or
I think that Scotland's biggest threat is the left back. Sorry, the only threat is the left back.
yeah.
I think that James would do a good job there, stopping him, putting balls into the box.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say, sorry, go, Jay. Go.
I was just going to say, or you bring Trippier over to the right and you bring a left back in. Either one of those
Yeah,
options.
and put Shaw on.
Yeah. So that
I
either one could work.
fully expect Kieran Tierney to come back into this game. Like he's like, Mr. Braveheart Scotsman, and he come back at that like probably centre back position, and that means that whoever we do play on the right will struggle because it's Robertson and Tierney.
Yeah.
And also,
But as long as we get down that left, I think we're going to find joy.
And we are bringing up the Czech Republic game because they were so poor, but they will add levels of to their game just because it's this England game. You know what I mean? This is the biggest game. It's a derby
It's West
game,
Ham
all that
Tottenham.
kind of
It's
stuff.
West Ham Tottenham for Scotland.
It's West Ham Tottenham. They will rise to the level, and it's going to be 3-3 in the end or something ridiculous because they will.
It's not going to be straightforward.
It's not going to be easy. It's like it feels like it should be, but it definitely isn't. They're going to make it difficult, and like you say, that left hand side will put some pressure on the system. That being said, do you reckon we'll go 5 at the back to counter that?
No, I think the system works. I think we'll stick with it. I think what a theme of this Euros has been so far, especially in, for example, Portugal, Hungary, the first game, Turkey versus Italy. When these teams are mismatched, we'll probably see. I think we could easily see a 0-0 at half time. Teams seem to be working each other out, slowly building up, grinding it up, and then the second half. Look at the amount of players that didn't even get on the pitch for England. Sancho, Bellingham, Calvert-Lewin did come on just for like a minute. Rashford can come on earlier.
Bellingham come on, didn't he?
I'm pretty sure Calvert-Lewin came on for like a few seconds, didn't he?
Yeah, it was like the last moment. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm saying these players can come on, and when you obviously Scotland could shock us. Obviously that could happen. But when you put these names on a piece of paper and look at them, England's quality every 90 minutes should just grind them down. And we might break through in the 80th minute. We might break through in the 85th minute. But if we play our best football, we will break the Scots down. I was in a pub in Manchester yesterday. Loads of Scots turned up. Someone brought a Scottish, like a traditional yellow Scottish flag to drape over their table, and he wore a classic hat, a Scottish hat, and those kilts, and they were all like, "Hey, come on, yeah!" And me and Ross were sat there watching, and you just watch them like just break.
I love how much of passion you bring into this, Josh. I'm really. We don't see a passionate Josh all too often.
I just hate club football, lads.
Yeah,
I just fucking hate
tournament
it.
football. I do love
Since
tournament football.
tournaments come out, I'm fucking here for it.
He rips his shirt off. He's fucking here. Right, so Lance, the worst part of the video, but worst part of these previews. Let's do a score prediction. I'll go first. I think what we've said, it will be very true. It could be a tough one to crack, but I do think second half we'll get 2 goals and it'll end 2-0. And it's destiny that Phil Foden or Grealish is going to score a wonder goal, isn't it? Just because of 96. It's a destiny, so I'm going to do that.
Adam,
Hello.
score.
Sorry, I just joined again. I
Okay.
I just said hello.
Go on.
Okay, I was going to say the exact same as Jay in terms of, but I was going to, it'll take a while. We will break them down. They'll then come out. We'll add a second. I just think this, an early prediction here is that Scotland will lose 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Wave goodbye to the Euros. See you later.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I can't see him scoring.
You can't see Lyndon Dykes for QPR scoring, Adam. What's he talking about?
Yeah, I'm going to go for 1-0 again. I think it is going to be cagey all the way through the game, and the one goal will decide it.
Wicked.
There we have it.
Right, lads. We'll pause
Scotland
there.
not scoring a goal. Let's fucking go. Sorry, we're pausing.
We'll pause there. I'm not going to have to edit that in as well.
Right, guys. So we're well into the Euros now. Every single game, every single team, rather, we've seen play once, even twice. By the time you've seen this video, Finland are drawing to Russia as we speak. The 5 o'clock kickoff will have happened by the time this is out. But everyone's played. So the question is, now that things have happened, who's impressing you? And maybe more importantly, who is fucking utter shit?
Well, I'll start with one of the obvious ones, but opening day, Italy did look quite sharp, looked quite nice. 3 goals. Immobile and Insigne on the score sheet. I think a lot of teams, were looking out for Italy and see what they could do this tournament. So I think they're going to start exciting people now.
That's an incredibly brave shout, Jay, because by the time this video has come out, there is a tiny percentage that Switzerland will have just battered 6 past them.
Go on, lads.
And you're going to look like an idiot.
It wouldn't be the first time.
Although they've got probably, for me, the second best team on paper. Belgium looks impressive. And again, I can't remember who they played now, but Lukaku looks on top form, and the players around him are feeding him, and he's bagging. I think they'll get to the semis at least.
Fair enough. Who's impressed me?
I've got a pot one to add to the shit pile.
Okay, superb. Go for that. Well, I'll say my impressive team. It's a cop out. They're the strongest team on paper. Yesterday's performance against Germany was so. If you just look at that score, you think, "Oh wow, they struggled a bit." They really didn't. They scored 2 beautiful goals. Mbappe's second was magic.
It was unreal.
It's such a shame that was ruled out. They've cemented their spot to be favourites to win it. There's a few, tiny weak spots that if Germany could score a goal, they would have scored a goal yesterday, but they just don't have the firepower.
But I did think that France's defensive effort, especially from not even just the defenders, but like Griezmann was putting in such a shift. Like I don't know why that surprised me.
I just think a team with players like Sterling, Rashford, Sancho could get at them, Jay.
Listen, I'm all in the England train. It's coming home.
I think just as a quick one, sorry, but England as well. They impressed me because we all thought we were going to lose. We all did. It's fine. Jay, who's shit?
Spain. They just can't score.
Spain.
They just cannot score. They can pass it around all they like, but fuck me, they can't put it in the back of the net. So.
Did you see those stats that were there? Like they're already like the 5th highest passes of the entire tournament. It's only the first half. So who gives a shit?
When
Victor Lindelof is nutting everything away, who gives a shit?
I think if they played Moreno instead of Morata, they might have a chance. But even then, he came on and couldn't score. So I don't know. Spain aren't scoring for the rest of the tournament, man.
I think Russia, such a clear, disappointment. They draw to Finland right now, but they're just not at it. Turkey really let us down on the opening day. Obviously, you don't expect them to beat Italy, but it'll be very interesting to see what they've just done against Wales. But nah. I look forward to seeing Finland and Sweden shithousing their way into the knockout rounds. Maybe. Beating someone in there. I enjoy that prospect. But it's in full flow.
Oh, I love it. I love it, man. The Euro, I love international tournaments. They really do get me gassed. Like, we were trying to figure out when to put this video out because the games are just coming every single day. It's brilliant. There's always a game on. There's always something to flick to. I absolutely love it. Anything else to add, lads? Or is that it?
Yeah, actually. Come on, England!
Let's go, England. Come on, boys. Fuck you, Adam. Right, tell your dads, everyone.
Tell your dad.